drink's ingredients cause extreme relaxation and is being referred to as weed in a can. The FDA has not approved the use of this drink, and it may be associated with liver damage. A cat at a nursing home in Rhode Island has an incredible sixth sense. Oscar the cat was adopted by the hospice center when he was 6 months old and has been able to predict who would be the next patient to die. Oscar only sleeps with patients who are about to die, and this may be caused by the release of pheromones which humans cannot detect. To this day, Oscar has accurately predicted upwards of 50 deaths. That's all the weird news I have for you now. Back to you guys at the desk.
Wow, that's pretty disturbing.
I don't want that cat near me anytime soon.
I also don't want that drink near me, to be completely honest. So
true.
Thank you for that, Lauracindy. And now we will turn to news that's affecting our state this week.
An official federal investigation begins into the fatal FBI shooting of an Islamic imam. The autopsy report released yesterday shows that Luqman Amin Abdullah died from 21 bullet wounds incurred during an October FBI raid on a warehouse in Dearborn, Michigan. FBI agents were monitoring the warehouse in connection with a stolen goods scheme. They say Abdullah opened fire first, thereby prompting their retaliation. But numerous aspects of the shooting have caused some to be suspicious of the FBI's allegations. Among other observations, skeptics deem the number of shots in Abdullah's body, quote, excessive, end quote. We'll be sure to follow the investigation.
And a Michigan woman is running into trouble with the law. The unnamed woman has been charged for sexually exploiting her daughter on a pornographic website. According to investigators, the girl's mother collected customers' money orders from Western Union officers. The FBI says James Frazee of Monroe created the website about 8 years ago. Frazee has also been charged with production and possession of child pornography. The criminal complaint states the photos were taken for several years and last referred to the young girl at age 12. And the Michigan House of Representatives have voted to end lifetime health benefits for future lawmakers. This ban, however, would not include current lawmakers and retirees. This bill went to Senate, where a similar ban was called for among all Michigan employees, requiring that all Michigan employees pay 20% of their government-paid health benefits. House Democrats have called for a total ban, which would affect current legislators too. It is likely, however, that this would not pass in the majority Republican Senate. This ban would eventually save the state $5 million per fiscal year.
And the Michigan House and Senate recently passed a ban on texting while driving. It's something else that's affecting our state, so I went out to find out what students think about this issue. With the Michigan House and Senate recently passing a ban on texting while driving, Wolf wanted to see how you feel about this issue.
I think it's great that they passed the bill. I don't know that it's really going to have a lot of effect on people unless it's strongly enforced and if there's education campaigns going along with it. I think texting while driving is really dangerous.
You know, it can cause accidents, and I mean, it makes sense. I think it's a good idea.
Personally, I don't even have a cell phone, so it doesn't affect me, so maybe I'm a little biased, but that's just how I feel. It's a good thing to pass.
Texting while driving is really stupid, in my opinion.
All these students clearly have strong opinions. They agree that texting while driving can be too big of a distraction for drivers on the road.
One of my friends got into an accident while I was in the car.
If you think about the perspective on it, if you're looking out the windshield, you have, like 180 degrees you need to look at. If you have something close to you and you're looking at it really close, that's taking up a lot of your vision.
I see people texting while driving, and they don't really look like they're capable of doing both things at the same time. So as someone that is in a car frequently, I feel that is a danger to me as well as to other people on the road.
But do they text and drive?
I am guilty of that. I have text while driving. I try not to. My parents remind me not to, but sometimes I usually try to do it at stoplights, but once in a while I do, yeah.
I've never texted while driving. It should be definitely publicized more that's I think worse than drunk driving, and I think drunk driving is really stupid also.
Oh, I guess texting is distracting. TTYL, this is Mia Mollicone for Wolf TV.
Thanks for that, Mia. And now to give you some more tips on staying safe and healthy, we have Lauren Blanchard in the studio. Lauren, what can you tell us?
And a new study at U of M may have found a protein that could turn off or kill cancer cells. While the research is still untested and potentially dangerous to humans, it is promising. The protein RIP may be able to trigger cells to kill themselves before they circulate the body. They looked at links in how the cells are communicating with themselves and how the cell decides whether to spread or die. They are hoping that by using this protein to tell the cell to destruct, they can stop it from multiplying. But more research is still to be done. And just because news is starting to die down over the H1N1 virus doesn't mean you shouldn't still get the vaccine. UHS is still offering the vaccine students free of charge and at a discounted rate to faculty and university members. They encourage students to be vaccinated against the virus because it still poses a potential threat to students' health. They're expecting another outbreak of the flu during this month and next and encourage students to stay active about protecting themselves. Since the November, university has given out approximately 8,000 vaccines. And in beauty news, a new wax salon has moved to Southview. In the loft owned formerly by Denim Shop Party in Our Pants, two certified estheticians have opened up a place for students to come and enjoy the variety of treatments and services they have available. Owners Rebecca Tober and Stacy Wood want to add a manicurist to the mix soon. They are hoping that students can make the Wax Loft their one-stop beauty destination. So far, the small business has its books full from returning customers and new alike. That's all for your health news. We're going to come back to sports after the break, but we'll be right back.
Welcome back. And if you see anything unusual or interesting happening around campus, we'd love to hear from you here at Wolf. Send us your pics at wolfnews.com, and maybe you'll see it next week on air. You never know.
And for now, we're going to turn to Adam Brewster in the studio with your latest Wolverine sports news.
Thank you, ladies. The 2010 football campaign officially kicked off today with National Signing Day. Michigan had 27 recruits sign letters of intent, the most surprising coming this afternoon when defensive back and Florida decommit DeMar Dorsey announced he would be coming to Michigan this fall. The Wolverines loaded up in the defensive backfield this year, signing 7 cornerbacks and safeties. All eyes, however, will be on early enrollee quarterback Devin Gardner, who many see as the highlight of this recruiting class. And after a blowout victory Saturday against Iowa, the men's basketball team continued to show its inability to string 2 quality basketball games together. Last night against Northwestern, the team kept it close in the first half but fell apart in the second, eventually losing 67-52. Part of the problem was Manny Harris and Deshaun Sims scored only 11 and 4 points respectively. With the team in desperate need of a quality win, Wisconsin comes to Chrysler this Saturday. The Wolverines are looking to avenge an earlier loss this season after the Badgers made a huge second-half run to cap off a 15-point comeback. Tip-off is at 4 o'clock. And the hockey team began the roughest part of their schedule this past weekend, splitting the weekend series with arch-rival Michigan State. The Wolverines sit 1 point out of a coveted 4th seed in the CCHA tournament, which would give them a first-round bye. The team plays in 5 different venues over their next 5 games, traveling to Bowling Green for a rare Thursday game tomorrow night before heading to Madison for the Camp Randall Classic on Saturday, then returning to Yost for an even more rare Tuesday game to host Bowling Green. And in national news, with Super Bowl Sunday only a few short days away, a conservative political activist group is trying to organize a boycott of the big game. Mark Dice, the spokesman for The Resistance, cites Americans' obsession with sports and lack of political knowledge for the reason for the boycott. That's all the sports I have for you this week. Now back over to Mia and Emily.
Thank you, Adam.
Thank you, Adam. And I'll be watching the Super Bowl for sure, even though I'm a Bengals fan, not in it, because I like the commercials.
Go Saints.
Go. All right, I can get on that. That's all for tonight's edition of Newsfeed.
I'm Mia Mollicone.
And I'm Emily Zimmerman. Remember, wherever you go, go blue.